Hello and welcome. I'm Professor Liz Bentley. I'm Chief Executive at the Royal Meteorological Society, and I'm delighted I'm joined by Dave Griggs, who's the President of the Royal Meteorological Society. And we're about to launch our new strategic plan, but Dave and I wanted to take a look back at the highlights of 2020 before we get into looking ahead to our strategy. And 2020, well, it was a challenging year for all of us. And there's certainly some highlights, though, that we'd like to pick out.
Thanks, Liz. I think for me, obviously, the year has been dominated by COVID-19. We can't get away from that fact. And so my first highlight is really just the way the society staff have really pulled together, working from home, moving all our events into virtual mode from face to face, and really just kept the work of the society going completely seamlessly. I think it's a fantastic achievement. In terms of the actual work that we've carried out this year, it's 170th anniversary year, so it was going to be a busy year anyway. But we've received over 7,700 photographs for our Weather Photographer of the Year. Over 500 attendees attended our meteorological masterclass series with the University of Reading. Over 100 delegates to our Student Early Career Scientist Conference. Of course, we had to move all that virtually. Over 100 people attended our virtual Weather Live event. Over 100 people attended our virtual AGM. I can't think we've got anything like that many people attending the AGM in person. So perhaps that's something we can learn for the future. And we hosted over 20 virtual events. And that, again, was a real benefit for me because I was able to attend all kinds of events and talks, which I wouldn't have taken the time to travel around the country and attend in person. But the fact that I could just move into my office and sit there for an hour and listen to some fascinating talks, I think was a real highlight for me. And of course, we even managed to launch a new journal, Climate Resilience and Sustainability, which is very close to my heart. So they're just a few of my highlights. How about you?
Yeah, so for me, and you mentioned the staff, and I think, a huge thank you to the team really for me as well, for coping really in this challenging year. But we've had quite a few new members of the team as well. We've expanded the team, we've brought in some new roles. We're able to now kind of have greater resource to deliver on these important activities. I think some other highlights for me, though, very quickly, we've been delivering climate change communication training to a lot of the broadcast companies, so ITV, BBC, Sky News, for example, and we'll continue to do that. And I'm delighted to see some of the journalists and the broadcast meteorologists now have the knowledge, but also the confidence to start talking much more openly about climate change on those channels. We've also been really active from a media perspective last year, a very busy year for us, lots going on in the weather, not only in the UK, but around the world. We had 150 media interviews, which led to over 1,600 pieces of media coverage. So really busy year for us. And then finally, we were involved, we have been for a number of years, with an online course called Come Rain or Shine. And this was much more active in 2020 as obviously we went into lockdowns, there was more homeschooling, and so it became an online resource for teachers and for home teaching as well on weather and climate. And finally, we were involved with a citizen science project with the Open University and the BBC, and we launched that in the summer. So looking at heat waves and the impact of heat waves, and that will run on into 2021 as well. So Dave, is there anything else, I guess, that you wanted to say before we close?
Well, just one final word, and that's really just to reiterate my thanks to the staff, but also my thanks to our members and our partners, because without their support, we couldn't have done what we've done in 2020. I say it has been a challenging year. We've done an awful lot, but we couldn't have done it without the staff, without our members and their loyalty, and about our partners and all that they do for us. So I'd just like to finish by thanking them.
Yeah, and thank you from me as well. So great. Thanks, Dave. Thanks for that. And hopefully we can look forward to our new strategy and the activities in 2021.